Yes, my people, welcome back to another video and welcome back to the Glory Hunter Challenge. Today, you join me for the FA Cup semi-final. And not just the FA Cup semi-final, but it is back-to-back FA Cup semi-finals. And not just back-to-back, it's actually back-to-back-to-back. Because if you watch the Liverpool women's save, then you'd know that we got to the FA Cup semi-final in that one as well. So it is now 3 seasons in a row that we have got to the FA Cup semi-final. Obviously, we did win it last year with Aston Villa, which means that this game is not a priority. It doesn't matter if we win. It just matters in terms of us wanting to win the FA Cup just for pride and because we want to win it. But for the Glory Hunter Challenge, this game does not matter. It is just like any other game. So, we have played a couple of games since you were last here. And, of course, since you were last here, we did play against AEK Athens and beat them 5-0 on aggregate. So, we first off played against Fulham, where we picked up a 3-1 win. Nico Paz getting a brace in that one, with Moises Caicedo getting a goal as well. And then we did draw 2-2 away at Aston Villa, returning to Villa Park for the first time since I left, with Cole Palmer and Enzo Fernandez getting the goals in that one. So let's get in and see some of the goals that we scored and see the highlights of these, as Nico Paz got a brace in this one and he did indeed open the scoring in this game. Nico Paz, our top goal scorer for the year this year, having a really good season. The Argentinian who we bought from Como, as Murray Campbell finding Moises Caicedo, who finds Enzo Fernandez into Nico Paz, and Nico Paz with a lovely finish in off the post to get us 1-0 up, which is lovely. Nico Paz then doubled not just his goal tally for the day, but also Chelsea's lead, as Giovanni Quenda with the corner, as Leno catches nicely there for Fulham, as he goes long looking for Emil Smith-Rowe. And Emil Smith-Rowe does win the header, but there is no one in behind there, as Cucurella finding Levi Colwill, who then finds Wesley Fofana. Wesley Fofana giving it to Murray Campbell, who finds Cole Palmer, who plays the ball through to Nico Paz, who cuts in, does really well, and a lovely finish into the bottom corner to make it 2-0 for Chelsea, as he actually didn't make it 2-0, as I completely forgot to show you that Harry Wilson found Joaquin Anderson, and Joaquin Anderson actually made it 1-1 before Nico Paz's second goal of the game. And then Moises Caicedo sealed the win with the Chelsea's third in this game to make it 3-1. As the cross came in, Anderson headed back to Leno nicely there. Leno then goes long looking for Kevin, who does win the header, but Colwill does nicely to sweep it up, and Moises Caicedo then obviously scoring the goal. Seems like he starts the goal as well, as I really need to check that my out of possession tactic isn't broken, as Liam Delap goes down there. Thankfully though, we do not kick it out, as Moises Caicedo cuts in and bends it into the top corner, as Liam Delap is absolutely dying on the floor there, as that is the final goal of the game in that one. There was 4 goals in the game against Villa as well, as Cole Palmer opened the scoring in this one with a João Pedro assist. as Martinez finds Ezri Konsa. We've seen a lot of games under the lights at Villa Park, but thankfully, well, sorry, not thankfully, but this time we were not rooting for the team in claret and blue. As Giovanni Quenda finding Nico Paz, who cuts in and does brilliantly. João Pedro finds Cole Palmer, and it's a lovely finish in off the post from Cole Palmer to make it 1-0 and put Chelsea in the lead in this one. Morgan Rogers then got a goal back for the Villains as Tomiyasu trying to find someone, as Kamara finding Facundo Torres, goes back to Tielemans into Rogers, and Rogers with a lovely right-footed effort past Garcia in the Chelsea goal to equalise for Aston Villa. Good to see Facundo Torres playing for Villa, obviously the signing we made. João Pedro then gets his second assist of the game as Enzo Fernandez makes it 2-1. As Martinez starts with the ball, does go long, but Fofana is there to win the header. And João Pedro finding Enzo Fernandez, and Enzo Fernandez with a lovely little finish into the bottom corner to put Chelsea in front and make it 2-1. However, unfortunately, Joshua Zirkzee did manage to get another equaliser for Aston Villa. Got to credit them with the confidence and determination to go down behind twice and come back both times, as Elliott weaving past the defence, finding Joshua Zirkzee unmarked in the middle, who taps it home to make it 2-2. As that is the highlights of the games that you missed off camera. Now let's have a little look at the lineup we will go with today. So we're going with Garcia in goal, a back four of Reece James, who comes back from injury, Fofana, Colwell and Marc Cucurella, a midfield two of Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, with the front four of Palmer on the right, Giovanni Quenda on the left, with Nico Paz, top goal scorer this season, in the 10, and João Pedro leading the line for the Blues, as we play against our arch rivals Arsenal in the FA Cup semi-final. So let's see how they will be getting up. Let's see how they will be lining up for this game at Wembley in the FA Cup semi-final. Okay then, so the lineups that Arsenal have gone for today is as follows. As it looks like they're... Are they going full strength? I can't really work it out. Realistically, their backups are so good that it doesn't matter too much anyway, as Arsenal are lining up as follows. They've gone with Raya in goal, a back four of Ben White, Saliba, Hincapié and Lewis Skelly, with Zubamendi, Declan Rice and Sandro Tonali in a midfield three, with Saka on the right, Martinelli on the left and Victor Gyökeres leading the line here at Wembley for Arsenal. Hopefully we can get the win and get ourselves into another FA Cup final. It's confirmation of the lineups here today. So here we go then, as João Pedro gets us underway for this FA Cup semi-final here at a packed Wembley Stadium. As Ben White finding Lewis Skelly, Zubamendi now back to Lewis Skelly, Saliba back to Hincapié. Arsenal just keeping the ball here as they play a good ball out to Martinelli. Martinelli cutting in, and it's saved. Palmer now finding Nico Paz into João Pedro. There's not much happening here in as Cucurella is injured and Jarell Hato will come on. It's Declan Rice with the free kick here, and it's just over as it hits the bar. As that is the first half an hour of this FA Cup semi-final done. As Martinelli finds Saka at the back post and it falls to Tonali. Arsenal. Oh my god, they are absolutely battering us. Jesus Christ. I didn't realise they were battering us that much. As Ben White finds Tonali. Saka cutting in now. Trying to find Martinelli with a switch. And just about does, as Martinelli just keeps it in. Declan Rice finding Martinelli. It's just over. João Pedro flicks on, but unfortunately to nobody. As Zubimendi now finds Tonali. Saka. Ben White goes back to Saliba. Martinelli giving it back to Declan Rice, who drives into the penalty area, and it's out for an Arsenal corner. Saka, what's he going to do with it? It's a good delivery, and he finds Saliba, and Garcia does well to catch that there. He goes long. Saliba does well, really composed from William Saliba there. Declan Rice. Martinelli. Declan Rice and Martinelli linking up nicely there. Martinelli again. Arsenal just keeping the ball. As Saliba finds Zubimendi. Ben White now. Into Bukayo Saka. Saka running at Hato, and Hato just trips him up there. As holy fuck, we've been absolutely battered in this first 45 minutes. So if we win the Conference League, oh no, because that means they're going to guarantee themselves at least Europa League and winning the FA Cup. Will Arteta be sacked with that? I'm not sure. As Tonali finding Saka, and Garcia is forced to make the save. As that is going to be the end of the first half here. As oh no, Jarell Hato. Can he find someone in the middle? And that is the half-time whistle at Wembley. Let's get in to the second half. Okay then, into the second half we go. Jarell Hato wins the header. Oh, it doesn't fall to Quenda though. Enzo Fernandez trying to intercept there. but can't as it falls to Martinelli. Back to Declan Rice. Martinelli now inside to Rice. Them two been linking up all game brilliantly as it falls. Oh, I tell you what, that is an unbelievable goal from Arsenal. That is honestly one of the best goals I've ever seen. Honestly, I'm glad that's been awarded. That was unbelievable. That was such a good goal, as we are now going to have to go attacking because we've been absolutely awful here today. Zubimendi finding Saliba, who then finds Hincapié. Goes back to David Raya. Don't know why I call him David there. Martinelli with lovely nutmegs. And Gyökeres is through. And Gyökeres. I mean, people have been awful today, haven't they? As we're going to bring... Let's see. Oh no, it is alright. Quenda has done nothing. We'll bring in Alan Kennedy on. We'll bring Estevao on as well. And we'll bring Harrison Murray Campbell on. And then we're going to bring Jamie Gittins on as well. And we absolutely need to demand more because we have been absolutely dreadful here today. As Caicedo clears looking for João Pedro, but Arsenal regain possession yet again. Saka finding Tonali. They have been quite lucky though as well. It feels like everything is bouncing back to them. But Arsenal have been just a complete and utter different class here today. 3-0 up, but everything has bounced back to them. I will say that much. But they've also been just completely out of this world good. So I can't really complain. When they're that good against you, you can't do anything but just be like, fair enough. Hold my hands up, being completely and utterly outplayed there. As Havertz, Jarell Hato heads away, but it goes back to Havertz. See what I mean though? Like, it feels like everything has just dropped to them. But fair enough. As we're into the final 15 minutes now. As João Pedro has been awful, but I mean, we've just not had. I feel like we just haven't had the ball, and when we have had the ball, our 26% is just doing this and then going long. They win it and they win the battle in midfield like that. Really poor there from Alan Kennedy. As Eze now finding Gyökeres and Garcia, the only Chelsea player to have a good game at all. As that is the end of the game, Arsenal advance through to the FA Cup final, beating Chelsea here 3-0. And I feel like we witnessed goal of the century in this one as well. As attention does now, of course, and always was, focused on the Conference League semi-final, where we will be taking on Real Sociedad in the next episode. So if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on so you are always notified when I upload a video. And I'll see you tomorrow for more Glory Hunter action. I'll see you there. Thank you very much for watching, and peace.